18, 20. Maybe pull this back a bit. $22. Maybe higher up. More curled back. I'm putting this. And $24. And then 26. Oh, so there. Anyway, so something like that. We can always, it feels to me like it needs to go a lot higher up, like this. Feels like you need a much more of a sweep upwards when it's going. I can always turn on if I go to my animation menu, I'm going to turn on my my motion trails. So I can go to where is it? Animation. Oh, for some reason I don't seem to have the wrong menu. Rigging, modeling, animation. Oh, how strange. Anyway, let's see. So I'm going to go like this. It doesn't look too bad. Anyway, what I'm going to do, so it's coming out like this, and it's coming around, and of course I need this to move up and down as well. This will help it, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to leave this foot for a minute, and I'm going to go back to my initial cycle from 1 to 15. 1 to 15 actually, I should say. And I'm just going to move. Basically, the only the slipped animation I'm going to bother. Obviously, I need to change this so it looks a little bit like it's skating just now. But I'm going to shift the pelvis of the animal up and down. So, having a look at where it rises and falls, just so I can see that it's lowest here. Again, where the legs are stretched out, so the bit where this is here. So this is the low point here. If I key that and key it again here, same point. And where is it highest? Well, it's highest almost with this. It's highest really. So, with this. It's kind of highest here. It's coming off the ground. So yeah, we got this kind of, yeah. So you've got this kind of motion, and I'm just going to take this. And I'm going to, oh sorry, I was thinking that I'm going to visualize my editable motion trail on this foot. Just have a look and see what's going on. I can see it's quite shallow, this one. So before I go, I'm going to go back to, so I've got an up and down motion here, which helps a little bit. I'm going to go back to this foot, and I'm going to move forward to 15 again, because it starts at frame, oh sorry, it starts at frame 12. And I think it goes on till frame 26, so I'll just go back to this, and I'm going to make the motion trail again, visualize editable motion trail, and now I've got my keys on it, so I can adjust these. I'm kind of wondering if I need to pull this up a bit here, and then here, and then we have this, a bit more of a kind of sweep as it comes down. It's got more of this kind of motion. Yeah, because of this kind of thing. Okay, now, and then I will simply take this animation. Now this is for the right rear foot. I'm going to see when does the left rear foot come down. So the right rear foot is how far after that's it touching down there, and then you go 1, 2, 3. So it's about 3 frames afterwards, the right frame. So if I take this, copy it, copy this, and put it on this, I'll just put it on the same place initially, paste, and then make sure it's cycling in both directions. And then what I'm going to do is slip this 3 frames forward. Oops, sorry, slip 1, 2, 3. So we should get this shape, as we can see. So this kind of thing, we should get this kind of. Okay, and obviously I have to make sure that this is also curve pre-infinity, curves post-infinity. Make sure that this is cycling too, so I can get my. And I can always, go back and adjust this. So what does this look like? Okay, we're getting some semblance of a horse moving, and of course, so the shapes are there, but we can see, bits that we need to change, and some things that we need to edit. Okay, so just looking at this, we can see that this is, now I've got the kind of legs working. We can see that there is something interesting about the back legs of the horse, and that is, if you look at it, I'm just going to scrub forward. Okay, so this foot hits the ground here, 1, and then you've got here 2, 3, 4, essentially like 3 frames behind, and that so you've got this shape here as the feet hit the ground, yeah, kind of wide apart. And this one, actually, this is probably it. This feels like it should be. So you can always make these adjustments as long as you keep the stride length the same. I'm just gonna maybe pull up the foot on this one slightly so it feels a bit more like this. You can kind of start just altering your shapes so you think they look a little. Actually, the leg's quite straight. Almost feels more. This is a slightly different part of the cycle. You're trying to make it look, appealing. But okay, so you got something like this. That might even might also be inclined to so that's 14. I might be inclined to change aspects of this one too. Let me see. I'm always making sure that I'm actually animating where there is animation and not just randomly adding stuff in. Let me see. Never have kind of weird one-frame transitions. Always get rid of those. Let me see what we. Maybe bend the foot maybe a bit more this way. Again, you can see when you've got these strange one-frame transitions, you have to get rid of them. You're going to have this smooth, smoothish kind of. That's when you start getting pops when you're adding things in that are okay. Anyway, looking at these legs, I'm straying off what I was talking about. We can see that even though they're almost they're quite far apart, when they come off the ground. See, this one's coming off the ground here, so let's see, that is frame moving backwards. That's kind of like this frame. Back one, actually. Maybe this frame here, thereabouts. This foot's coming a bit further back. And then we've got So when this frame's off the ground, when this foot is off the ground, going forward, we can see that even here, say this one here, they're actually quite close together. So when this foot is here, this foot, it almost seems to catch up with it. So it's almost like, yeah, you got this, and then you got this. It's almost like the feet are closer together. Maybe pull it down a little bit here. And then we've got this bit here. Hang on. With a good way of finding if you're at the right bit is, so here this foot is forward, that one is touching. That's interesting. Have I looped this correctly? So hang on, let's just go through this again. So when both feet are on the ground, like so, I think this foot should be, this foot is still on the ground. I think this, maybe I have to pull this foot one forward. I'm going to hold on to this, and I'm going to pull it, because I can see that they're both off the ground there. Yeah, and then this frame, they're definitely, so it's almost like, yeah, I feel like I maybe have to pull this one forward. So we've got more of this shape. So we've got more of this. But how does that work? Let's have a look. We still get this break between the feet, but they're kind of closer together. Maybe that works better. And this, that means that this one here, so you end up making all these adjustments. Yeah, you've got this kind of 26. Let's have a look at where the foot is when this one comes down. So yeah, it's still higher up in the ear. I mean, the good thing about this is you can always go and simply refine what you've got and change it, you know, so it works. Like exactly, the feet aren't exactly the same, but you get this anyway. So you've got something like this, and that looks a bit better. And maybe I might also go into this one here and visualize, make an editable motion trail. Actually, I'll get rid of the other one. I'll get rid of these and do it again. So I'll go visualize, create editable motion trail. Just so we can have a look at this foot. Yeah, and might use a bit of artistic license here. Maybe have this one coming higher up. And maybe higher up here. And so we've got more of a kind of circle. Okay, so let's just say we go with this. Right, we'll leave the feet for a bit. I'm going to go into the body. So we've got some up and down, which in this case maybe the curves in this are a bit strange. I've got here. I'm going to go back from 1 to 15 again, back to my cycle, 1 to 15. Okay, so we've got this. I'm just looking at the body now. Yeah, so yeah, there's a kind of bit where it's up. And then it comes. It's kind of that bit there where the foot's, the foot is there. This it still feels like it's kind of quite high up. So it's almost like, oops. I'll go to the translate Z. You can always make keys with the keys insert key tool. I'm just gonna. So let's see what we got here. So we got something like with this work. Yeah, maybe. I wonder if this is going to be a bit better. Maybe something like this. I mean, the curves don't have to be, you know, smooth and symmetrical, but I'm just trying to get a, trying to work out what's going on. Maybe it's something, yeah, it feels a bit more like this. Okay, well, let's just say that's the up and down motion, and we can come back to that. Of course, another thing that's happening is there is some rotation. Now, just like when you are walking, when the feet are fully extended this way, that means that there will be more rotation this way. That's then rotate Y, yeah? And, yeah, so rotate Y. Now, where is the alternate bit? Where is the alternate bit where the feet are kind of, well, I guess there's not an obvious one, but maybe where this foot leads most prominently is maybe, so